Hello everyone, in this video we are going to discuss about constructor overloading. You are going to see what is constructor overloading and how to invoke the constructor, how to differentiate the constructor by passing the parameters. A process of using a number of constructor with the same name but different types of parameters is known as constructor overloading. So the same process what you did for function overloading will be repeated here. Only difference is constructor has the same name of the class. That is only difference here. The remaining thing is same as function overloading. You are going to pass different types of different numbers of parameters so that it automatically overloads. So that is what you call constructor overloading. So you can see an example given here. So you can see three constructor has been called. Okay, first one is student without parameter, second one with one parameter, and third one with two parameters. So you can create three constructor in a program. Okay, automatically when you create an object and if you create a constructor without parameter, so first one will be selected. If you create an object with a constructor, okay, with one parameter, then the second one will be selected. And then if you create a constructor with two variables, when you pass two variables, the third one will be selected. So we are going to explain you this using a program. So you will see in 2J. So I created a class called student. So in that I got two instance variable, or you can say data members. One is integer type, roll number, and then name is of string type. So two data members has been created. Now I got three constructors. So you can see the name of the class and the constructor name is same. Okay, and the first one does not have any parameter. Okay, since it does not have any parameter, the constructor use of constructor is to initialize the data members, right? So you got two data members here that has to be initialized. So you have to give both the values. You can give any values or you can give default values. Okay, so you have to initialize with default or any values you can, and that will be stored into the data members. And second one, you can say student with one parameter. Okay, since you have only one parameter, you can store that parameter, that is integer type. So you can initialize the roll number, but you have to store some default value or any value for the variable name, because that is not been used in parameter. So you have to initialize that. Okay, and the third one with two parameters, student int roll and string s. So two values will be passed to this. So both can be used to initialize the data member. So you can see roll number equal to roll, name equal to s. Okay. And after that you got a void display method, which is used to display the output on the screen. You can see that roll number and name has been is used with the system.println, so it will be displayed on the terminal window. Okay. Now you are going to call the function, that is you are going to create object and call the constructors. Now you would have seen many programs. Okay, you would have seen some programs with objects. You will be creating one object and you will be calling all the functions. That's what you have seen till now. Now here you can see that I created three objects so that it's possible to create how many number of objects you want. So to illustrate you the working of constructor overloading, I have just created three objects. Only difference you can see is the constructor part. You can see this part. First one, student, you don't have any parameter, you are not passing any parameter. So automatically what happens when you create the first object, OB1, okay, so automatically this constructor will get executed. That is the first constructor without any parameter. So the values will be by default it will be stored into the data member. Now when you create the second object, OB2, you can see the constructor with one parameter will get executed. That means the second constructor will get executed when you create the second object. When you create the third object, OB3, you can see constructor with two parameters gets invoked. So you are passing these two values which will match this. So here also it uses the same matching, best match strategy, which is used in function overloading. So you are going to see the working will be same like function overloading. Only difference is the name of the class and the constructor name will be same. That is only difference between constructor overloading and function overloading. Okay. Now after storing it, you are going to go for display method. You are going to call display method. So when you call display method, you are going to call the object, that you are going to use the object which has been created. So OB1 which will have the default value. That is, first constructor, whatever values in the data members will be displayed on the screen when you click, call display method. Okay, so it will display on the screen. Then OB2 display will display the second, okay, whatever values here you are given here, and that means you will have one parameter, that is integer type, and then second is already been defined. Okay, you can see that it has been defined. Now third one, OB3 dot display will display the values with the whatever values given in the parameters. Okay, so you are going to check this. So I'm going to compile this. No syntax errors, and I'm going to execute it. Now you can see here, you can see three different constructors display. So you can either go with this. Okay, if you go with this, you will be creating only one object at a time. So if you click on new student, it will create only one object, and you know that first constructor get executed. If you click on the second one, with one parameter, that is second constructor get executed, and then the third one will execute the third constructor, but at a time only one object will be created. If you want to create all the three objects, you have to go for void main. So click OK. Now you can see 3 times it has been executed. Not actually 3 times, it is 3 different objects has been created, and it is displaying by overloading it. So that is the meaning of overloading. You are according to the number of parameters, it automatically calls the constructor, right? So that will happen in function overloading also. So hope you understood this video. We'll meet you in the next video. Till then, thank you.